Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Jay-A-Samei Casual Talk. Joining us today, we have musician, creative, and outstanding performer, Dabongz. Welcome.
How's it, Jay? How's it?
You're good?
I am good, man. I'm good. Nice to be here.
We're excited to get to know more about you and talking about you. I would love to know, how was your upbringing like?
I want to keep it short. I grew up in Mamelodi. I went to school there. Shout out to 012, Mafana Flaga, Blade Duma, Blade Dot. That's the boys. Those are my boys. I'm from there. Mamelodi East and West. Those are the boys. Nel Mafias actually as well, because Nel Mafias is actually part of the game. You gotta give it a shout out. But I also know the part of Mpumalanga. That's where my grandmother stays. That's why I actually developed the Setswana to speak Setswana. So when I combine Setswana with Spitori, it was very easy for me to flow into and mention to PTA. Yeah.
That's exciting. All the way from mums. I'd like to know, how did you discover that music is what you want to do?
Music has always been important in my life. I remember at some point, there was a point where I actually had to beatbox at school for the kids, in my grade, so that I can make pocket money. I was in grade one. My grandmother was just hit by a stroke. So I didn't have pocket money that time. So I started beatboxing for people, but I asked them to give me at least something. They were giving me 2 rands, 3 rands. You'll find out before lunch break, I have like 12 friends. And I came with nothing. I'll save it and eat it the whole week. Sometimes I'll even give it to my brother, because we were all struggling, So yeah, music for me has always been there. I started beatboxing. There was ciphers in mums, so I joined ciphers,
Yeah.
Stoner 32, we did that. At Peach Park, we were there. Battles, we were there. People cramping, and I was close to those people.
Yeah.
So they taught me music. They were listening to these different kind of people, Lil Wayne's and stuff. I wanted to know more about that. And then obviously my father, man, he has a lot of records, actual records. He has a lot of different instruments to play music. So yeah, I'll say that's where I got the music.
That's beautiful. I'm fascinated. So you used to beatbox to get money, and that's how you started?
Yeah, man. I used to beatbox, and this is a real story. There's actually people. Maybe people will comment. Or you see them in the comments. They will tell you that actually we were making money from beatboxing.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll tag the guys. When we share the video, and then they will actually comment on the video to tell you that this is actually true. I was making money from them.
And
Not
how
like
did
that though.
and how did you brand yourself as an artist, as Dabongz?
Dabongz.
Yes.
Actually, obviously my name is Bongani.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I just like this article there, but I didn't want to put it with the T. It feels so nice to be called the Bongs. Not bongs. It's the Bongs.
The Bongs.
It feels like a plan, a system, an organization. The Bongs. A movement.
Visionary.
Are you into the Bongs? It's a movement. It's not just a person.
I got myself the Dabongz sneaker.
Are you taking the nice? Are you wearing the bongs?
I'm telling you, I feel like.
Yeah. No, we with the bongs in the whole night.
Yeah.
Right? It's a movement. It's the bongs. So I that's how I get with the bongs.
That's nice. And you were also in a choir, you say?
I was in a choir.
How did that happen?
This is every time I say this is so emotional.
Yeah.
Choirs, man. Beautiful choirs. I was discovered from a choir actually. I was discovered from a choir. Because I used to beatbox. So I used to beatbox. Even when I came to Mohale Primary School, I was beatboxing for people here. It's just that they were not paying that much. These people are very stingy. I don't want to they were not paying like the ones there.
Yeah.
In Mpumalanga, yeah. But then I used to beatbox for them as well. So they invited me to church. They said, come to church. Maybe you can be part of the choir. I think first day. They got me part of the choir first day because I came early somehow. And then they said, you know what, be part of the choir practice. I was part of the choir practice and I actually performed a song called Mohau there. And the pastor discovered me and said, you are very good. We were going to go very far in life.
We receive, Pastor.
I don't know what
we
you're
receive.
talking about. But thank you. This is my first day. I don't know what's happening. I didn't even know the song before I came here, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, but so the choir, man, they gave me love. I used to perform ceremonies, you know?
Yeah.
Funerals, weddings. I performed in front of a lot of people, you know? Because of these pastors. So shout out to them. Christ Blessing Church, Mamelodi, you know, they gave me love, man. And I want to give them a shout out for that. You know, it's beautiful. And every time I think of this, I think of, you know, this is basically where the craft comes from.
Yeah. It's part of your beginnings.
Yeah.
That's
Sorry
powerful.
about that. Sorry about that.
It's okay. I wanted to I heard that you use Band Lab a lot, you know, and as an artist, as a rapper, as a writer, you know, as a beatboxer, a choir man, how does Band Lab assist you with your craft?
Thanks to the internet, man, because the first time, the reason why I downloaded BandLab is because the thing is, I was exposed to actually a studio, but I couldn't use it because it didn't belong to me. And the guy who had the studio, the equipment, was actually busy most of the time. So I had to Google and say, how can I record myself easy? So I bump into BandLab, you know? I bump into BandLab, and then I started recording in BandLab. I learned how to use auto-tune for the first time in BandLab.
On Band Lab.
How
What?
to master music, mix music.
Yeah.
How to use the compressors. How to use most of these things that I see here on FL.
Yeah.
You know, it's on BandLab. So I learned it there. When people are asking me about BPM, I already know BPM. They asking me about keys. I know the key. This might be a D. It's a major D. You know,
What one?
because it's that sounded crazy actually. A major
Yeah,
D.
major.
Major D is crazy actually. But yeah, man. That's how I actually like BandLab.
Okay. So you use Band Lab as a tool to sharpen your skills and your knowledge around the making of the music.
100%. I collaborated with a lot of artists from the US.
Yeah.
You know, I also did most of my music come actually from BandLab.
Yes.
I recorded on BandLab first, then in the studio I'm ready. That's why I record stuff maybe once a day. You know, it's very quick because the preparation is on BandLab.
Yeah.
And I did most of my freestyles actually on BandLab.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's information that's needed, hey? So, please tell us more about your first single.
Beast from the East.
I want to hear you.
Beast from the East.
Yes, sir.
Listen, I'm from the East where it rises. 012 boy, we've been the nicest.
Yeah.
It's dynamizing all different packages. Camouflages and giving advantages.
Yeah.
Bacardi just part of our leakages. No, let's cut it there before they copyright you. They're gonna copyright you.
They're going to copyright me. Let's be
copyright
careful
you.
about this.
Okay. So Beast from the East is obviously, I'm from the East, Mamelodi East.
Yeah.
Why Beast? Why Beast? This is actually biblical. You know, this is actually biblical. So I'm here. I'm showing an emotion. I'm showing a character.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not saying I'm the beast here, as if like I am a demon. No, not like that. Not in that sense. I'm a beast in terms of the attitude of the beast. You know, the arrogance of the beast, my aggressiveness. You're gonna hear some of my bars are gonna be aggressive.
Yeah.
So when you say, my guy, you're a little bit aggressive on this song. Why? I'm a beast, dog. Did you check my first song? I'm a beast. You
You're
understand
from
what
the
I'm saying?
East, man.
Yeah. So when they ask me, why are you going this hard? Because I'm a beast. A beast. I need to go hard. You understand? So yeah, this is the motion that I'm going for.
Wow. So as you said earlier that you've been making money from beatboxing, but I want to know how you monetize your music.
Monetizing. Firstly, obviously, thanks to the primary school that I went to, they taught me what is a capital. You know, a capital is it's actually money that you need to start a business.
Sure.
You know? So to run a business, you need money. You understand? For me to be here, my mother had to do something, you know,
Sure.
and that's capital, you know, or maybe I had to borrow money from somebody else. That's capital. So everything we do is capital. You need the capital. The capital is the start because unfortunately, people understand mostly the currency. You know, people speak language of the currency. So
Yeah.
that's I obviously do a couple of things so that I can be able to fund the music. You know, and then I want the music to also make money for me.
Sure.
You understand what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get my music on radio.
Yes.
Like today, shout out to 20 FM. They invited me to go there. So I'm gonna put my music also there. It's gonna be played on radio. And you know what happens when music plays on radio, right?
Ka-ching,
Ka-ching,
ka-ching.
ka-ching.
Get your Risa up,
I
you
think you
know?
got your answer. I think you got your answer.
That's nice, man. And to other artists out there, how would you inform them, or how would you better encourage them to balance the music, the making of the music, and the making of the money? Because that's two activities. So
it's like that principle, you know, the egg and the chicken, you know. The egg comes first, and then the chicken. People are arguing about the whole thing, you know.
Yeah.
The music comes first, then the money. But sometimes the money must come first, then the chicken. That's the argument around it, you know. So sometimes you can't get to certain places because you don't have a certain amount.
Yeah.
You stay in Mums, but you need to get to B2. Which side of Mums are you staying? You need to buy. The small business is not cheap. Right now, I think it's $10 in Mums.
Yeah.
15 bucks. It's $15. So you need money to get somewhere.
Yeah.
So somebody must help you at some point.
Yeah.
So that's why we as artists, we have a lot of people to say thank you to.
Sure.
For me, I'll say shout out to a lot of people, especially in my family. Man.
Yeah.
Shout out to them, you know, and friends, you know. Shout out to them, you know. Shout out to them.
Speaking about your family, is your family supportive of you being a musician?
Actually, you know, I'm from a family of music.
Yeah.
The only person in my family who's not into music like that is my mother. But she sings all the time. So she's basically into music. You understand?
She's in denial about it.
My father plays loud music all the time.
Yeah.
You understand? He has all the records in the world, like I said. You know, and they like it. They like the music. You know, my younger brother is actually his name is shout out to Jay Musica. Is actually an amapiano producer and a DJ. He's killing it in the East. And that's I've seen them now. They released a track. I forgot the name, 012 Miami or something. So you can check them out as well. You know, so they doing well, and you know it's music. My brother was into radio, and he's the one who he was a poet basically.
Yeah.
You know? He used to call himself Love Connection. I'm like, why do you call yourself Love Connection? And he will be explaining it, like, you know, the connection between the sound and the sound. I'm like, oh, this guy's good. I'm like, did you write that down somewhere? Then it's like, oh, you want me to let me write it down. And I discovered that is called lyrics when you write it down.
Yeah.
And he did it on a beat. A Drake's beat. Then we ended up freestyling together. I'm like, let me do it myself. Let me see if I can do it as well.
Yeah.
Then we started rapping. That's how we discovered. He was not a rapper.
Yeah.
He was doing poetry, but we discovered rap the same day.
Sure.
And but you know, we used to listen to Trace Ebb and Trace Africa.
Yeah.
They used to play music, but we were not into rap like that. So we started rapping actually, you know. Started rapping, we started freestyling together. Like, check this one. I'm with my present. Yeah, let's do one. No. And we'll hype each other like that. Like, my brother is my biggest fan, dog. Shout out to Timbernator. My biggest fan. Shout out to him, dog. So he's doing what? My sister is into choir, actually. My sister is the first one. You know, Beyonce album I had it from my sister. That's how I know Beyonce, actually. My sister. A lot of gospel artists, female gospel artists, my sister, you know, she'll be playing gospel the whole, and she sings. She wants you to hear that, hey, I can say, you know, she's so good. I'm like, she's annoying because she's my sister. I'm like, come on, man, you're making noise. They can hear you outside. They don't know. She used to piss me off, but when I understand now that, you know, that is actually what I'm doing exactly now, you know.
Yeah.
She actually told me that she was so passionate about music. She's still doing gospel music now. Shout out to her, man. Shout out to her. She's and I hope she goes far with this because I think she likes it, you know, the gospel thing. Shout out to Lerato. Shout out to you. She's doing well, you know. My younger sister, she's into she vibes with my music, dog. She's like, every music I make, she's like, I like this. She's into music, you know. She likes trap and she's good. She just likes music. She only listens to hip hop. If you tell her you can tell her about Bacardi because everyone in 012 is Bacardi. Yeah. You know, she's not into amapiano like that. So she's a woman that's like hip hop. You know. Yeah. Shout out to that.
So Dabongz, please let us know. Do you have any new projects that we should be looking out for?
Yeah, man. You know what they say. Babies in the city falling for a nigga that I never know. They wanna come on, I want more.
Yeah.
She wants to carry, now he wants to Party. That's the one of the projects that is coming out. It's called City Boys. We're gonna
Yeah.
put it out, and then we're also putting out stuff with Kevin. We did Kautata. We're putting out stuff with Jay. We're putting out a lot of music this year. By the way, I'm working with a lot of artists, especially the guys that I was supposed to work with the previous years. You know,
Yeah.
I have my brother Ovawa. He's into the game. He's a dope artist. I'm also working out with him now. I'm working with Equals. I'm working with a lot of artists. But you guys will have to check it out. Follow me on the socials. Follow me on Spotify. Follow me on YouTube. Follow me Facebook. I'll be posting a lot of stuff. You know, I'm gonna make a TikTok account soon, and follow me on that as well. Shout out.
Oh wow. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard Dabongz. Please follow his Instagram page, Facebook page. You can find him on Spotify. All the links you need to follow Dabongz and support his music will be down below. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here at Jay-A-Samei Casual Talk. Have yourself a good night.